Bring our best chance for afternoon and evening strong to severe storms, damaging winds and hail being the #1 and #2 threat. But getting you out the door here this morning, we are dealing with some fog, and this is something that people could run into, maybe cause some issues for some people out there, some low-lying areas into the mountains. And then off towards Clemson, down towards Anderson, we see some of this fog just continuing. Off to the east of that, looks great though. 10 is that number that you want for perfect visibility, and we're seeing that in some areas. Mild, a little muggy out there. I mean, we're already in the 70s here. 8 o'clock this morning, 72 into Greenville, 71 into Anderson, 70 into Hendersonville, some 60s out there on the map. If you're taking the dog out this morning, the next couple of hours looking great. We're going to see a decent amount of sunshine, so off to a better start than what we had yesterday. Remember, we had that cloud cover that just lingered. We're not going to see that this morning, so we're going to warm quickly. It's going to be a hot one today, you guys. Low 80s around 11 noon, and then mid to upper 80s to come by the afternoon and evening. We're going to talk about the rain chances, severe storm to roll on through really anywhere across the area. Your #1 threat, I can tell you, is going to be damaging winds. Now, behind that, we could see some isolated large hail. Starting with today, because today we're not in the clear when it comes to severe storms. Now, Saturday, we have the best chance of seeing them. That's why Saturday is a first alert and today is not. But by the afternoon and evening, we still could see a pop-up shower or thunderstorm coming on in about 1 to 3, 4, 5 o'clock. You can see really anywhere across the area coming in across that state line here, even overnight tonight into tomorrow morning. Outside of that today, it is going to be hot and it is going to be humid. So even regardless, you know, you're going to be dealing with this, I think, the heat and humidity more than those storms. Most of us will in the coming days. So just keep that in mind. Stay hydrated if you're going to be outside. That humid weather, it's not going anywhere too. You can see humid conditions sticking around into Saturday and Sunday. Monday, we get a small little dip. We get a couple of cold fronts to come on in next week, but pretty much staying stagnant in terms of just some hot and humid conditions, and then rain, thunderstorm chances in general, bringing in our best chance of strong to severe on Saturday, but even lingering into Sunday as well. Here's the severe weather risk, the outlook for Saturday. You can see just how wide this is when it comes to the chance of strong to severe storms into Saturday afternoon, evening, scattered anywhere across the entire area, a 2 out of 5 risk. So this is why we do have that first alert in place, damaging winds and hail throughout the afternoon and evening. A look at future track for Saturday. Don't want you to pay too close attention to when a storm pops up, because this could change in the next 24 to 48 hours around that time frame. So we're going to see afternoon and evening those storms to come on in from the mountains first, but really it's going to be the evening, 4, 5, 6 o'clock, where we can see this trying to form a line to come on in from 4 to 7 across the area. Anywhere could see a severe storm. If we see a storm form, it likely would have some severe, I would say, qualities to it. So Friday and Sunday are just red, but we do have Saturday a first alert, because that again brings us our best chance for severe weather out there. Hot and humid regardless, close to a 90 on Saturday, and that really hot weather is going to be sticking around even to the start of it that you want. You know, that means no fog in the area. Temperatures, though, it is mild. It is already muggy out there, and that is something we're going to be dealing with Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Already off to a 70 here in Spartanburg, 72 in Greenville, 70 in Hendersonville, 65 in Brevard, and 62 in Waynesville. Day planner is going to show you, a high of the upper 80s today for many of us, but even feeling hotter just because of the muggy air in place, you guys. So feeling like 90 this afternoon to 92 if you're going to be out and about, with a chance of thunderstorms. If you're headed to the BMW Pro-Am today, we have a hot and humid one for you. Again, warming to the low 70s here. Well, we're really already at that for most of us. Mid to upper 70s by 9 just before noon, and then come the 80s, skyrocketing to our highs around 3 o'clock, but feeling like the 90s during this time frame. So make sure to stay hydrated, keep cool all weekend long. Upper 80 today, but feeling like a low 90 just because of how humid it's going to be. Showing some afternoon and evening showers and thunderstorm chances again. About 1 o'clock we could see maybe a few showers and some general thunderstorms to a low end severe risk today as we go through this time frame. Into Saturday, though, this is where again we do have the hot and humid weather in place, probably our hottest day over the weekend. Best chance for strong to severe storms. A very wide threat across, states really at this point. From the plains towards even the deep south for some of us, Atlanta towards Birmingham and Greenville. Closer look, all of us are under this 2 out of 5 risk here for strong to severe storms into Saturday afternoon and evening. Really watching for damaging winds, kind of ranking that at a 2 out of 5 versus isolated hail shortly behind it, a 1 out of 5 risk. Here's a look into Saturday. Most of us waking up to dry conditions. We could see a few isolated showers. Not really looking at that to be severe, though. By the afternoon and evening, this is when we do see a best chance of strong to severe storms to roll on through 4 or 5 o'clock up through about 8 o'clock into the evening. So that's when you really need to be on the lookout. We're not quite done with our chance of strong to severe storms. We have multiple cold fronts. They're going to roll on through even into next week. You can see that's why our rain chances are isolated to scattered. So this is something we're watching closely. A first alert, though, here today, just red is what we've highlighted Friday and Sunday, because yes, we could see some severe storms, but our best day for it is tomorrow, Saturday. That's why it's actually a first alert weather day. Into next week, though, still going to be warm, going to be humid, and again, shower and thunderstorm chances almost daily areas here into the mountains. Otherwise, temperatures for us as we go on throughout the next several hours will be warming from those low to mid 70s here. 73 in Hendersonville, 75 in Greenville towards Anderson. So already off to a bit of a warm and humid start. Getting to those 80s today, but feeling like the 90s as we go through the afternoon and evening here for us. So 2 to 6. Make sure to stay hydrated if you're going to be outside, let's say at the BMW Pro-Am happening today. Temperatures warming to the upper 70s just before noon, and then the mid to upper 80s to come. But again, feeling like the 90s with a chance of is going to be for our number 1 threat, damaging winds and then hail. It's going to be the afternoon, evening about 4 to 8 o'clock. Really anywhere across the entire area has that chance of bringing in a strong to severe storm. Warming up, you know, we were in the 70s earlier this morning, now eventually getting to the 80s by noon, and then mid to upper 80s is where we land today, but feeling even hotter, like a 90, just because of the hot and humid conditions out there. Showing a chance of still some afternoon evening storms today. Regardless, we could see 1 become or 2 become severe, but tomorrow brings our best chance for the severe storms. So this afternoon, evening, anywhere along Asheville, Hendersonville, Greenville, and then maybe a storm or 2 overnight, but really bringing in that best chance for severe storms anywhere on Saturday to our higher risk on Saturday as well. You can see hot and humid over the entire weekend. We stay in the mid to upper 80s, and we have multiple fronts to come on in even into next week, kind of firing off the good chance of severe weather. And this really long area of a risk is going to be in place as we go through Saturday. A lot of us in the orange, that is a level 2 out of 5 risk here for us for the afternoon evening storms, bringing that chance of damaging winds and isolated hail. Number 1 and number 2. We're ranking damaging winds, 2 out of 5 threat, and isolated hail shortly behind it, 1 out of 5 for the afternoon and evening. So waking up maybe Saturday to a few isolated showers across the area, but we're really not going to see those storms form until the afternoon, around 4 o'clock coming in, and then maybe seeing 1 pop around 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 o'clock before we're pretty much in the clear, and we're back to those chances again on Sunday into next week too. So keeping the chances pretty high. Unsettled weather into next week. This is another reason of just something we're going to be staying on top of, obviously bringing you the first alert if we see any issues, but that best chance for severe on the 7-day, Saturday afternoon and evening. Hot and humid for us, even in the mountains, highs getting to the low to mid 80s. Into next week as well. We don't really start to get here into Lawrence, so you can tell looking at that it's going to be a warm day. Expect that warm and humid all day long, feeling like a 90 close to it as we go through the afternoon and evening time frame. Warming to the mid 80s by the afternoon in general, mid to upper 80s to come from 2 to 4. A lot of sunshine today, and we're starting off that way too, which is nice compared to how we started off yesterday. But the day does come with a chance of an isolated shower or storm, and yes, 1 could be severe, 1 or 2, but we have a better chance of those storms becoming severe into tomorrow afternoon and evening area. So something to be looking out for if those storms do form. We could see some damaging winds. That's going to be the number 1 threat, followed right behind it isolated hail. But let's not get past today. Still have this Friday, this beautiful start to the weekend. It's going to be hot. It is going to be humid. That does linger into the weekend as well, and still have a chance of a storm to pop this afternoon towards this evening again, 1 to about 5, 6 o'clock anywhere across the area, even continuing 8 and 9. But I think this afternoon towards this evening, best chances of those storms to continue. We're going to have highs in the upper 80s to the 90s today, so feeling even above that 90 for some of us. So make sure to stay hydrated if you're going to be outside. Humidity does stick around fairly high, back to those humid conditions even into really next week. We see rounds of fronts to come on through, firing off storms, and we're going to see those storms even continue this weekend too. So starting off this pattern of hot and humid conditions plus stormy conditions, we could see a severe severe threat potential into Sunday, but again, Saturday brings our highest risk. It's going to be level 2 out of 5. Scattered severe thunderstorms possible. That is the orange. And you can see it is covering the entire area from the mountains to the upstate. Scattered severe storms with damaging winds and hail. Damaging winds being that #1 threat. That is 58-mile-per-hour gusts and some isolated large hail possible. Here's a look at Saturday. We could wake up to some showers, maybe some general thunderstorms overnight. You could hear that, but it's the afternoon and evening where we have the best chance of severe weather. Don't pay too close attention to where you see one of those storms linger over certain areas. Really anywhere we could see storms come on through about 4 to 8 across the area before we get some clearing into the overnight time frame, but back to shower and thunderstorm chances even into the rest of the weekend and next week too, as well as that hot and humid weather. Feeling like summer and looking like summer on this 7-day forecast here. So again, be sure to stay hydrated if you're going to be outside.
Thanks, Catherine. Well, don't worry. We've got just the thing to make your weekend extra sweet. It's National Donut Day.
Tomorrow afternoon and evening, about 4 to 8, it's going to be the best time frame. Really anywhere across the area we could see a storm. If you see a storm pop, it has likely the chance to get those characteristics of strong damaging winds. That is 58-mile-per-hour gusts and even some isolated large hail. Getting you outside, though, this morning, let me tell you, if you have not been outside yet, you're in for a treat.
That Dunkin' Donuts dropped off for us this morning to celebrate. I love this.
How did they do that?
Yeah, and I love all the donut shops giving away donuts today.
I know
if you go buy a drink at Dunkin', they'll give you a donut, and there's plenty of deals throughout the upstate.
Yeah.
Which, if you were to go get a donut, what's your favorite?
Honestly, probably something with sprinkles, but I would probably go vanilla icing or like strawberry icing. Like, I feel like I'm a child at heart when it comes to donuts.
I love that.
I know, that is really
good.
cool how
I
they
was
did that.
shocked. Like,
Yeah.
I've always loved that, and it's been my favorite since, we used to go every single weekend with my dad in the morning and get a dozen donuts.
Yeah.
And I've never changed my answer.
I mean, that's like a really standard but solid choice.
I also like to sometimes do like the chocolate cake munchkins.
Oh, yeah.
Because those are basically a glazed donut, but then you can eat a lot more donuts than one, but you can't.
I know.
But you're telling yourself it's just little munchkins.
I love it. It's perfect.
You know, but in secret, like, you're probably eating like 4 donuts.
I love that this comes on a Friday, though, because it's like, who cares about calories on Friday, right?
Correct. Unless you are fasting because you have to go get blood work done at noon. But otherwise.
She's salty.
I'm taking my donuts home, and I'm going to go eat it as soon as I can.
They are over there already packed and ready to go.
Ready to go. All right. Are you ready to go for a round of true or false?
I'm going to try my best here.
Okay. I believe in you.
Yeah.
True or false, the modern donut came from France.
Oh, goodness. Sure. They're pastries.
Oh! No, we got you right off the start.
You did.
The Netherlands.
Okay. How am I supposed to know that?
Thank you so much to the Netherlands for
Thank you,
some donuts.
yes.
All right. Do you think oily cakes were the original name for these guys?
Wrong again.
She's just not going to get it. Crushed it. I do think, oily
They are.
cake. I think that it was a good decision to change it.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm going to go grab some oily cakes. I'll be right back. But if I'm like,
I'd still eat them, though.
I'm going to go grab some donuts, I feel better about it.
No, I know.
100%.
Yeah.
All right. Do you think Americans eat more than 10 million donuts each year?
What is it?
Well, this is correct.
I was like, wait.
I was told to put false, but now that I think about it, they do eat more than 10 million donuts because they eat 10 billion.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you are correct. This is green.
Okay.
Because the way it's written, you are correct. It is,
okay.
Yeah, 10 billion donuts.
Yeah.
So I think Dunkin' is 2 billion of those, which is crazy.
We are such a donut, I don't know, area. You know what I mean? Every state is, like you said, though. Like, you would go with your dad over the weekend. I would go with, like, my dad, too. It's, like, just like a family thing. Like, we call him Donut Boy. Donut Boy when he'd come back with the donuts.
Oh, I would go with my dad because then I could get a chocolate milk.
Oh, there you
That
go.
was, like, the special thing if you went with him to get them.
You knew how to work it.
Yeah. I did find chocolate milk. All right, last one here.
Okay.
Do you think the most popular donut in South Carolina and North Carolina is the glazed donut?
No.
Why not?
I just, like, felt like we were going to be a little bit bougier than that.
Okay, well, South Carolina isn't. South Carolina does like the glazed donut. But North Carolina, they said I would like a cinnamon twist. Which I've never had a cinnamon twist donut.
Nah.
That sounds delicious.
It is good, but I still think that glazed beats cinnamon twist.
I think, whatever you're in the mood for.
That's true.
Grab
No
a
judgment.
donut, celebrate National Donut Day. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to you. You got 3, not 2. 3. Yep, you did. Let's make it clear. We can also make this clear. You can now swap